The Fisherman and the Bear. Part 1. All day long, the fisherman had been at the lake. All day long, he hadn't caught any fish. Finally, the fisherman had had enough and packed up. As he walked back to his shack, he saw that next to each footprint he made was a large paw print. What kind of creature made this, he wondered. Just then, he heard a loud creak. As he got closer, he noticed that the door to his shack was open. The fisherman realized someone was in his shack, but who? He was anxious as he tiptoed closer to look inside. There, he saw a big brown bear. The fisherman stood still and didn't make a sound. He watched as the big bear knocked over jars of his sweet, sticky molasses. "This is all the molasses I have for the year," thought the fisherman. "What will I do if the bear eats it all?" The fisherman became worried. He hadn't caught any fish, and the molasses was all he had to eat. Part 2. As the bear stuck his paw into the largest jar of molasses, the fisherman started to whimper. The bear turned around and stared at him. The fisherman began to plead. "Please, Mr. Bear," the fisherman said, "do not eat all my molasses." But the bear paid no attention. Instead, he stuck his front paw into the molasses one more time and started for the lake. The fisherman noticed that the bear walked with a limp. He held his sticky front paw up to his chest as he moved on 3 legs. He didn't let the paw touch the ground. Once at the lake, the bear stood and put his paw over the water. Soon, hundreds of flies began to buzz around it. Troutfish leapt up to grab a mouthful of the sticky bug molasses. The fisherman had never before seen so many fish flying through the air. He was amazed and watched in silence. As the trout reached for the bugs, the bear swatted them. Soon, dozens of trout lay on the shore of the lake. When he was done fishing, the bear put the fish into 2 neat piles. He then licked his lips and began to gobble down the fish from one of the piles. When he finished, he patted his stomach and moved toward the woods. Part 3. When the bear was finally gone, the fisherman stepped out from where he'd been hiding. He saw the second pile of fish and started to stuff them in his basket. His mother taught him never to trust a bear, so he worked as fast as he could. "I must get these fish before the bear returns," thought the fisherman. It had been such a long day, and he was so hungry. Then, as the fisherman turned around to leave, he noticed the bear hiding behind a blueberry bush watching him. He realized that the bear had left the second pile just for him. The bear wanted to exchange his fish for the fisherman's molasses. The fisherman raised his hand and waved at the bear. Not forgetting his manners, the fisherman shouted, "Thank you, Mr. Bear." He wanted to be polite to the one who had helped him, even if it was a bear. To the fisherman's surprise, the bear gave him a big thumbs up, as if to say, "You're welcome." Then, just like that, the fisherman and the bear went on their way. That night, with their bellies full, the bear and the fisherman were both drowsy. They both laid down for a good night's sleep. It had been quite a day for the fisherman, who had learned that bears could be caring and fair. The bear, too, had been surprised that a fisherman could be so polite. From that day on, every time the fisherman made a fish and molasses sandwich, he remembered the bear.